What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts in case something happens to this channel. You can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. Enjoy. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to the final episode of the Injectable Rad cycle. Sadly, the final episode. So, why is the cycle cut short? What happened, Russo? Basically, you guys all know I started the cycle in South Beach. Again, if you go back and watch the first episode, you'll know that's where I started. Well, on that vacation, I may or may not have done a high dosage edible experiment, and I dropped my rad during that experiment, quotation marks, and it caused a little crack with the rad bottle, which I taped over. There was no leaking problems. I checked multiple times. Well, 3 days ago, the tape wore out. There was a leak. I woke up. All the rad was gone out of the vial. Yeah, gotta stay high all the time, okay? So that's the end of the rad. Apologize it was cut short a bit, but we got the gist of, the side effects it had on my body, the consequences and everything associated with that, as well as the recomping results. And if you just extended more time, I'd have more time to recomp even harder, lean out even more. And yeah, that's pretty much what would happen if the cycle continued. But we got the gist of it. So injectable rad, way more powerful than oral rad as far as bioavailability goes, which means oral rad, you're only going to be able to absorb so much because of the liver having to destroy through the first pass some of the compound, which is like anything with any medication. Obviously, the bioavailability is greater with injection because you're missing that first pass. Definitely qualifies for the rad because I was not really pinning nearly as high as I went on oral in the oral only experiment. So yeah, definitely really powerful in that regard. The recomping effect was pretty crazy. If you guys go watch the first episode compared to the next two episodes, it's no joke. And obviously, I think the results speak for themselves. I don't really have to do anything. You can just take my logs for what they are. I'm just documenting what happens to me. So yeah, I can say overall that hair loss is definitely still a concern on RAD 140 as it is with the oral version. So if you were hoping that that side effect would be negated through the different method of administration, no. Hair loss, RAD 140, more androgenic than the other Sarms. Definitely would stay away from it if you're prone to male pattern baldness or have shedding issues already. So just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to, have fairy tales here. But I already started shooting the video for the next compound I'm going to be logging, so I switched into something new. You guys should be pretty excited for this one. Not a lot of data on it. Not too many people know a lot about it. And it's overall insane. One of the craziest ones. If you have followed me on Instagram, you already know what is next in the pipeline. So follow me at RussoLifts, as well as subscribe here and turn post notifications on so you guys don't miss a video. So just touching on this leg day real quick, still getting back into training hard from all my traveling and everything. I'm finally getting my central nervous system back up to date as far as compound movements. Basically, I've been neglecting compound movements, chasing hypertrophy recently. And now that it's winter and now that I'm going to go into a caloric surplus again, I want to get back up to where I was on the compound movements. And the LA Fitness I train at normally, I'm not at it in this video. The squat racks, they're not power racks, meaning I squat pretty low. If you guys saw the video, I squat, I actually squat low and I'm tall. So basically, at this LA Fitness, there's only those racks where you can't move the safeties. So if I squat there, I smack off the safety. So basically what happens is I have to walk it like 5 feet out of the rack, then do my set, and then rack it, and it becomes a really big issue when I start to actually, work out, train legs hard, because then I have to take into account, like, all right, I gotta do this walkout with this heavy ass weight to squat it. I gotta get my reps in, but I can't do, I can't go into failure too much or hit failure, because then I'm so far away from the rack and have to re-rack it. So I've been neglecting compound movements because of that issue. And deadlifting, I just don't like deadlifting at that LA. Everyone mean mugs me. You can see me during this deadlift session. I just did an AMRAP of 405, as many reps as possible. And yeah, I'm screaming bloody murder. I'm actually trying to lift hard. I'm trying to make gains, and I'm trying to push myself beyond my limits. What you guys see on camera is me doing the deadlift set. What you don't see off camera is the chick coming out of the lobby death glaring me because I'm grunting too much. Let me tell you, I'm the only one in this gym too. I don't think there was anyone else in the gym at the time. So I guess I was intimidating the air in the room. But I got my sets in, and then I didn't record much of my accessory work. A lot of people wonder what my legs are like, and it's different every time. I'm going to get back into front squatting heavy, doing front squat volume, as well as working my way up on high bar back squat. Deadlifts, I'll see where I'm at. I'm not really chasing them too hard right now, just focusing on squats and getting my deadlifts back where they were, but I'm not really chasing above 525. Once I get back to doing 405 for easy sets and then moving up for 455 for easy sets, I might pull 500 for like a triple or something, but I'm not really chasing heavy ass numbers on that. Just because, there's no point if I'm trying to bodybuild right now. Last thing I wanted to do in this video was to address one of the biggest criticisms I've seen of this log, and that's about the test base. So I think there's some confusion on like, hey bro, it was just the test, it wasn't the RAD at all, it was just the test. Listen, the cruising was happening before the RAD was added in. Everything was out. All my half-lives were out. The only thing I changed, only variable I changed was adding in the RAD 140. So the test cruise was staying the same. And if you don't know, Sarms don't convert to estrogen, and they suppress testosterone rapidly. Meaning, if I were to do a inject Sarms only cycle, I would need some exogenous form of estrogen, such as birth control or estrogen cream. Otherwise, what would happen would be I would end up with zero estrogen in my body, and you need estrogen to build muscle. My dick wouldn't work, and all these side effects would occur if I didn't have that test base in. Now, I do understand the people who legit want to see what's accomplishable with, like a birth control estrogen cream with the SARM only, without the test there, and I get that. But that being said, it wasn't really the test that was magically changing my look so rapidly. Like, the test cruise was already happening the very first episode. Like, the crappiest, bloated footage of me in the first episode was the same cruise as the previous episode, with me looking all diced up at the same weight with no change in calories. So that's really what you can take away from the injectable rad. Hope you guys stay tuned, because the next one, there's going to be a lot more side effects with the next one. So stay tuned, guys. I hope everyone's well. I'll see you in my next video.